rescue zoos across North America, and we have brought some awesome reptiles for you guys to meet today. Are we excited? Yeah! Is anyone feeling maybe a little bit scared or nervous? Some of us are. So for those of you that are a little bit spooked by some of my scaly friends, hopefully after our presentation today, we'll learn a little bit more and squash some of those misconceptions. So we're going to get started with our very first reptile friend. We are going to start small and work our way up nice and big. So let's see if Blueberry is ready to come say hi.
Oh, wow.
All right, everybody, let's show Blueberry lots of love. Let's all say hi, Blueberry. So my friend Blueberry here is called a blue-tongued snake. And she obviously gets that name from that bright blue tongue that she's sticking out at you guys. Now, typically when we see really bright, flashy, vibrant things in the wild, that is a clear sign of danger to stay far, far away. But do you guys think that Blueberry is venomous? No. Do we think that Blueberry is poisonous? Absolutely not. So Blueberry doesn't have any venom, any poison. She's actually not even dangerous. Instead, she has these tiny, stumpy little arms and legs that are no good for running away or defending herself against predators. So instead, she has a little trick up her sleeve. She is going to use that tongue and trick her predators into thinking that she is venomous, dangerous, all of those things, so they stay far, far away. Because not only do we know that bright things mean dangers, but animals know it too. And if they see an animal like Blueberry with a bright tongue, they're going to stay far away in fear that she's either venomous or poisonous. So we'll let Blueberry finish up, and we'll pop her backstage for a well-deserved break. But before we move on to our next reptile friend, I would like to talk to you guys a little bit about our native species that live here in Ontario. So we have all kinds of native reptiles. We have things like turtles, we have things like snakes, and we even have our very own lizard. Now, does anybody in the crowd know what that lizard is called? Shout it out, guys. It is definitely not a crocodile, but that's a good guess. Here in Ontario, we have one kind of lizard, and we call that the five-lined skink. Now, similar to Blueberry, they don't have bright blue tongues, but when they're babies or when they're juveniles, they have bright blue tails. And you can identify them by those 5 lines that go down their back. Now, they're not something that we'll come across here, but for those of you who spend a lot of time up north this summer, you might actually be able to see one for yourselves. Now, our friend Blueberry had 4 legs, but for our next animal, we are going to get rid of all 4 of those. So you guys probably have a guess as to what's coming out next, but let's see if Brutus is ready to come say hi.
Ooh.
All right,
oh my
friends.
Goodness.
This is Brutus. He is called a Florida pine snake. So where's he from? Florida. You guys are way too smart. So you can find him in Florida, South Carolina, and Alabama. Now, we like to categorize snakes into 3 separate categories. The first and largest category being constrictors. Things like anacondas and ball pythons, they're going to squeeze their prey really tight and then swallow them in one giant bite. Now, the second category and the most popular category are venomous snakes. Things like rattlesnakes that have venom and fangs, and they will use that to subdue their prey. Now, the third and final category, and what my friend here is called, is an overpowering snake. So Brutus is not going to constrict. He does not have venom. Instead, he is going to use his nose like a shovel, and he is going to find his way into mouse and rat burrows. Now, he is going to block off the exit, leaving them trapped inside. He is then going to use that large body, and he is going to slam them right up against the wall and eat around 8 mice in one single sitting. So we are going to let our friend Brutus finish up, and then we are going to pop him away and move on to our next animal. So here alone in Ontario, we have 17 native species of snakes. Now, I work with snakes every single day, and if you guys asked me to name all 17 of them, I probably couldn't do it. But I know you guys can help me name at least one snake that we find here in Ontario. I'll give you guys a few hints. It is the most common snake you will come across. You have probably seen it in your own backyard. Do you guys want to shout out what that snake is called? Awesome. It is a garter snake, so most of us have probably seen or come across one here in Ontario. Now for our next reptile, we are going to slow things down. Can you guys shout out the slowest reptiles you can think of? Awesome. I'm hearing turtle, I'm hearing tortoise. So a few key differences. Turtles have those wonderful webbing on their toes that they will use to propel themselves through the water, whereas our tortoise friends have these stumpy feet, and we call those elephant feet. They are no good for swimming, but they are fantastic for walking on land. And as you guys can see, I have no water with me today, so I don't have a turtle, but I have the next best thing. Let's see if our friend Franklin is ready to come say hi. All right, everyone, let's all say hi, Franklin.
Hi, Franklin.
Look at that, he's so excited.
Yeah.
Turtle.
Yeah.
So Franklin here is called a red-footed tortoise, and he has that wing from those cool red spots that he's rocking all over his body. Now he is what we call a rainforest species, so you will find him along the rainforest floors of Central South America. Now, being a rescue facility, we get all kinds of different animals, all kinds of different reptiles. But can you guys guess what our #1 rescue is? Oh, an entire bedroom-sized space all to himself. And not a lot of us are willing or able to give up an entire bedroom in our house for one single tortoise. So we're going to let him finish up, and then he's going to head backstage to his all-you-can-eat buffet. He's been loving the greens this year and has been our own personal lawnmower. So I mentioned to you guys we have a ton of native reptiles, but this time of year we see one more than the other. So has anyone here come across any turtles? Some of us have, amazing. Now that's because lots of females are actually laying their